Hi. Hello. Hello, Calissa. Thank you for the raid. Welcome on in, Raiders. So sorry I'm sleepy today. I'm tired. I think I just ate a bunch of food. That's probably why, honestly. But hello. Good evening, Gecko and Johnny. I hope you're doing well. And Calissa, thank you for the raid. Was it your birthday today? Happy birthday. Or happy belated birthday. If it was today, happy birthday. Gecko ain't that a mood. Yup. Also, you were drawing today? Nice. Were you having fun drawing? Have a good Thanksgiving? Hmm. I'm tired. I got a lot of good food in me, and I am tired. But that's okay. One sec. Let me get my little music going on. My sweet little music, so we can chill. So sorry. So I'm gonna be pretty low energy today, and that's okay. We're chilling. Of course, it was a friend's birthday. We were hanging out. Nice. It was your friend's birthday. Well, I hope they had a lovely birthday and they're having a wonderful time. Thank you for bringing in such high energy and thank you for trusting me with your community. I appreciate it. I'm still hungry even though Thanksgiving's over. Get some more food in ya. If you're hungry, get more food in ya. Simple as. Is the boy or you? Hello. Thank y'all for trying to wake me up from my turkey coma. But today, I'm probably just gonna be doing some chill, low energy, relaxing art. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being high energy. But today we're going to be taking it nice and easy. I want to experiment more with this new lineless style that I've been practicing with. And I figured why not try doing some more, seeing if I can recreate the speed and the quality because I did so good with these. It's I'm quite happy with them, especially my sweet little Blorbo Callum. Very happy about this. Very happy about this one. My groupers are used to calm energy, so soft energy is good. Ah, gotcha. They'll be right at home here. Workman, winter storm warning for my area. 6 to 10 inches of snow expected overnight tonight. And into Sunday, local totals could be higher in certain areas. Please be careful. Make sure y'all have enough food and are not driving with non-proper seasonal tires. You know, the usuals. Keep warm. Make sure you have a portable charger and you are safe, you know? Myth. I got hit by a car on Thanksgiving, so that was fun. Don't worry though, I'm fine. Okay, that's really good. I'm glad you're fine. I'm so sorry a car hit you, because that sounds traumatizing, honestly. I hope you're okay. Why do lie when no lie do I? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Indeed. But look at these guys. Look at them. Maybe we'll play with autumnal palettes. Because honestly, I'm I'm liking this palette right here. I think this one's a good one. I might use something a little cozy like this. And I think it'll be nice. It'll be good. Nice cozy art. Cozy art time. We love the goobers. We do love the goobers. Cozy. That's not how you spell cozy, honey. I think we should draw some cozy art today. I think that'll be a lovely time, and we will enjoy ourselves and have a good one. I'm just doing my going live posts. I keep forgetting that you can hashtag things in Blue Sky but not Twitch. So I just keep forgetting that hashtags do not penalize your account. Can't wait for Sunday to take the boys sledding. Ooh, sledding. Calista, have a wonderful stream. I gotta run tomorrow. Have fun with the lineless art. Thank you. Have a good time shopping. I hope you're all good. And thank you once again for coming to say hi. I do appreciate it. Honey, did you eat yourself into a food coma this Thanksgiving? Sure sounds like you just woke up from one. I. Oh, excuse me. I did not sleep well Wednesday evening. So last night I slept a bunch and I slept in and I'm still tired. So I'm recovering. I am recovering today. Hey, Jack, welcome in. But yeah, we're taking it easy and slow because Thanksgiving just happened and everyone's probably a little sleepy and tired, and that is okay. A recovering sleepyhead. I'm recovering. I was a sleepyhead, but now I'm just sleepy-ish. Hello, Jeff. Hey, food eaters. I was so hungry today, I don't know what happened. Part of it is just like I might be on my period. Well, it might be. I am. Part of it might be that I'm on my period. So my body's just like, eat more food. You're hungry. And I'm like, okay. So I'm tired and hungry right now. Excuse me. Little stretch. Jeff, man, I do love screwing up my sleep schedule. It's so easy to mess up your sleep schedule. The older I get, the more I'm like, yeah, yeah, it's easy. Actually, it's so easy to mess up a good habit. Good habits are hard to keep. So do your best to keep them, honestly. Zooch, well, this is a good week to be hungry. That's true. That is true. Also, hi, Zooch. I hope you're doing well. I'm so sleepy. Sorry if I keep saying that. It's all my brain is thinking about. It's like sleepy, cozy. So if today's stream is a little bit shorter than usual, don't panic. I'm just tired. We can be sleepyheads together. Women, how do they work? I don't know. I don't know how anyone functions. It's a mystery. Also, see you later, Drago. You take it easy. See you tomorrow morning. Also, Brink of Death, thank you for the resub with Prime. Happy 10 months. And Johnny, thank you for the resub. Happy 23 months. Welcome on back. Coming up on 2 years of subs. 2 years. I hope your turkey day was a good one. I know I sure stuffed up like a water balloon ready to explode. Oh, best thing for me is when I get eating too much food is just gently lay down, wrap myself and be cozy, or take a bath. Take a nice bath to just get warm and toasty, and it feels so good. But if you want to wake up, you usually eat some fruit. DJ, you do you, honey. Thank you. Thank you very much. If good habits are so easy to break, why are the bad habits easy to keep? No idea. I'm sure some scientist could answer this question for me. Also, Lord of Lincoln. The Lord Lincoln. Thank you for the 100 shinies. Love the intro animations. They're so good. Thank you. I made it myself. I am so excited for y'all to see the next one. I haven't started that particular project yet. It's a little bit later, but I'm excited. Thank you for the lurk, DJ. You have a good one, all right? And Ramen Numeral, thank you for the 36 months. Never mind. Welcome on back for 3 years. 3 whole years with Accused Goblin on Twitch. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Cosmic Crustacean, happy 53 months. And Brian, thank you for the 30 months. Welcome on back. Jeez Louise. Meta, thank you for the ear wiggles. Honey, I know I never want to work Black Friday again. Fair. That's why we're taking it easy today, because I know honestly, the customer service workers deserve so much more for Black Friday horrors. So much more. Whew. So Artie, thank you for the breathe. Myth, thank you for the posture check and hydrate. Let's go. Where's my water bottle? There it is. It's over there. Put it on the side. My water bottle is nearly empty, so I'll have to go refill it in a sec. Honey, we're art buddies again. I have 2 more of the Retro Tech Lego sets. Not Lego brand, so Lego adjacent. They're a rotary phone and a Polaroid camera. Ooh, which one should I build first? Phone or camera? I like, phone. I like, is analog technology the right word for it? Because like, I like when technology does a specific thing. Like one specific thing. I miss those days. It was a lot more to carry around, but now with technology, I feel like we can just make things more compact and cooler to carry around. That is analog? Okay, cool. I had to baby a guy all day at work and had to teach him how to open a plastic bag and how to sweep. I'm so sorry you're suffering, Meta. I'm so sorry. That sucks. That really sucks. Oh. And then no, thank you for the save your work redeem. We'll do that. Jeff. Focus mode on cars with touch displays and everything. I do love the tactile clunk of dials and switches. Yes. I do not want smart devices. Like, the only smart device is my phone. That the only thing that should be a smart device is my phone, and even then I'm like, no, make it dumber. Make it dumber. I am so tired of like smart TVs and stuff. Because I recently got one that was secondhand, and it's tries to be smart but keeps messing up my movies because the screen goes too dark and too bright, and no matter what setting I changed, I've tried pretty much all of them, and resetting it doesn't fix it. So I'm just gonna have to get a new TV. That's... It's rough. It's rough. Can we go back to flip phone? Those things were cool. Yes. Genuinely, if I'm getting a next phone, it will just be like the equivalent of a Nokia. Something that just texts and calls. Actually, there was one flip phone that I liked, which I think is a little superior to Nokia's, simply because it has a keyboard. So it was still a flip phone, but it had a full like WASD keyboard, with the exception of like the buttons on the right, you know, the extra numbers and stuff. I much prefer that because yes, typing is important when you're texting when you want speed, but I would prefer to have something that just does calls and texts. That would be much better for me. Smart fridges that legitimately lose its basic function when it can't connect to a server. Yeah. No, give me the dumb stuff. Give me the dumb stuff. I don't need to watch the entire Shrek movie on my screen, please. On my fridge. It's distracting. Bring back plug and play. Bring back plug and play. So one thing that I will be thankful for is most webcams currently, because I had to go buy a new webcam. Most webcams are plug and play. Most of them. And that is really nice. Keep them that way. Please. Please, please, please. I checked. And a webcam that I bought a while back, like pre-pandemic, for maybe $25 is now like $130. And I'm like, what do you mean they added an extra $100 in 5 years? What do you mean? It doesn't even do anything special. It doesn't do anything amazing. It's just camera. It's a camera. It's so silly. It's so frustrating. When the only entertainment I had on my phone was Bubble Shooter. Says cute. Just you and your game, chilling. Also, Jasper, thank you for the 100 shinies. I hope everyone who celebrates had a wonderful Thanksgiving yesterday. Not gonna lie, I completely lost track of days and thought Thanksgiving was next week. Committing to that incorrect schedule, I want to make turkey dinner as peach cobbler and other delicious omnoms. Delicious omnoms. Ooh, maybe I'll make a little peach cobbler. I have some canned peaches. Oh, maybe I'll make like mini canned peach pie. That could be nice. Can't wait till the latest Avengers film was made on an iPhone. Made on iPhone. Jeff, is Shrek 2? I might consider it. Shrek 2 is a masterpiece. I do love Shrek 2. It's a good one. Shrek 4 is also pretty good. We don't talk about 3. But yeah. Oh, I finally finished painting the big T-Rex figure. I left it in the arts and crafts channel. Ooh, I'll check it out a little bit. But yeah, today I'm just going to chill and practice the lineless art style a little bit. I kind of wanted to experiment a bit with the style and try to figure out how to draw it comfortably. The faster I learn how to draw, the more efficient I can be at creating things, ideally. Shrek the Third is better than most people give it credit for, but yeah, it's still the worst of the series. Yeah, it's not off. It's not as good as the rest of the movies, which is a shame. Honey, would you play a 5e folk horror theme campaign with exclusive spoopy species and sunglasses? I think that would be fun. I like horror games. Like, horror aesthetic, I should say. Creepy creatures and cryptids are very fun for me. My players are too unserious for a horror campaign. Sometimes I feel like I'd be too unserious for a horror campaign, but it depends on what kind of character I'd play. I would try to play a proper character if I'm playing a scaredy cat, be scaredy cat, you know? And draw myself in a little sweater. My little Thanksgiving outfit. There we go. Just a little guy in a pit with unknowable horror. Just a silly little guy suffering from the horrors of the unknown. There we go. Quick little doodle. Let's do a couple more and then we'll turn them lineless. So I want to see what that looks like. Tumbleweed, thank you for the resub. Happy 25 months. And good luck, have fun. Thank you for the resub with Prime. Happy 3 months. Well, I hope everyone had a good eat too much day. Yeah. It was good. Oh. I had a lot of good food and now I'm tired. My body's working on digesting it, I guess. The gang at Legends of Adventures published their own supplement with a campaign that goes all the way to level 20. I ordered a special set complete with maps, DM screen, and dice. A new book to add to his collection on his birthday. Nice! I hope it's a fun campaign to play. Any cute nephew stories from Turkey Day? Yeah. Yeah. So my nephew is getting to the terrible twos, I should say. And so he was having a rough time, throwing a bit of a tantrum the other day when I was seeing him. One of them is he's very funny. But when he gets fussy, he doesn't understand what he wants. So he gets very confused. And this happens with all kids, as far as I've seen, where they are trying to figure out what they want, but they don't understand. So my nephew did not want to get his diaper changed. And so his mom always goes like, okay, are you ready? Are you ready? And if he says no enough times, unfortunately, it is one of those things where it's like, okay, well, we have to do it. We have to change your diaper because you cannot sit in it. And so he screams and cries. He's like, no, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm like, oh no. Oh no, that's rough. So after about 5 minutes of him screaming in the other room with his mom, and she's just trying to get his diaper changed, I come in and go like, hey, you need help, buddy? And she's just about finished. And so I come in and he sees me and he's crying and I'm like, oh, buddy, what's wrong? Can you use your words? Can you tell me what's wrong? You know? And he's so sad and he can't explain it properly. He's doing like a hiccupy cry. And then he comes towards me and goes, Uppy, Uppy, because he wants to get away from his mom who's changing his diaper. And I'm just like, oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Kids do be having frontal lobe bandwidth about 2 kilobytes. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's funny and silly. But yeah, he he was throwing a tantrum and he was very happy. He's still crying while I was carrying him away because I was like, okay, he's changed enough. He's wearing a diaper. Let me walk with him to the living room. Brought him in, and his mom wraps up the diaper in a plastic bag so that she can toss it. And he sees it and she's like, do you want to throw it out? Because usually what he does is he's curious about it and he wants to see where it goes. And so we taught him that, okay, diapers that you're done with go into the trash. And so he likes to throw them out himself. But he was so confused about what he wanted and he was so upset and angry. He kept picked it up, starting to go to the washroom, dropping it and crying and going, I don't wanna. And then his mom would go, okay, I'll do it. And so she brought it over the trash can. And he'd be like, no, I want to do it. I want to do it. And she's like, okay, here you go, take it. And that continued 2 or 3 more times where he would just start the process, drop it and cry and go, he doesn't wanna. And then his mom would try to finish it and he would go, no, I wanna. Terrible twos, baby. Terrible twos. It's where he doesn't quite understand what's going on in his mind and his emotions or what he wants. You know, he's just feeling it out, sort of. Probably had old sis energy at the moment. Poor baby. Yeah. His mom was not being mean or anything. She was being very reasonable and very patient, going like, okay, buddy, but you said you wanted to do it. And he basically just kept crying and having a bit of a meltdown. And then she was like, okay, we had to put pants on because we're going to go outside soon. And he went, no, put away pants. I don't wanna. And I was like, oh my God. I'm so glad you are very good at expressing yourself, bud. I'm very proud of you. But it's very hard to explain sometimes to a 2-year-old when they have to do something, even if they don't want to, such as cleaning themselves. That's a big one. Nevi says pants are for squares. Boy, I'm not prepared to handle children. No, but children are a whole thing. That's why I love being an auntie. I only have to deal with that once or twice a week. I don't have to deal with it every single day. Hi, Theo. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good day too. And hi, Leon. Also, hi, Genesis. Sorry I missed a ton of streams, but I got a girlfriend. She might be the perfect one. Congratulations. I hope you both are very happy together and that you have a lovely time spending time together, you know? Congratulations. That's great. But yeah, nephew was very, very fussy, throwing a tantrum. And so what happened was, I'm going to change the angle here and make it a little more drastic. What happened was, my sister, his mom, ended up having to just hold him and be like, okay, do you want to just be held? Do you want blanket? And he kept crying because he wanted a very specific blanket that the dog was laying on. But he gave the blanket to the dog earlier, and we're like, no, we can't use this one. The dog is sleeping on it. We can't bother him because this dog is like 15 years old. We do not want to move this dog too much. Like, she's ancient. She's earned that blanket. And so we had to convince him to use a different blanket, and he eventually cried it out and used the blanket. And so his mom just held him for 15 minutes until he calmed down. And it was very, very funny and very, very silly and traumatic, I guess, for him, where he's like, I want this blanket. Ah! I was like, oh gosh, I'm sorry, buddy. So sorry, buddy. You're learning. My iPhone is demanding a code in order to chat. Good thing the tablet isn't. That's weird. Be French. Thank you for the resub. Happy 23 months. Hey, honey, in chat. Happy 23 months. The cutest couple on Twitter. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Sad, I hope you're having a lovely time. Happy 6 months. Happy half a year. Hope you're having a good stream. Thank you. I'm very sleepy and chill today. So we're taking it so easy and just relaxing a bit. It might be a little bit of a shorter stream than usual because I might want to eat some dinner before I sleep because I am streaming tomorrow as well. Jeff, I do have very vivid memory of my infancy where I would literally use only one fork to eat fruit. I see. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I had a favorite cup. It was one of my favorite cup. It had little roses on the side of it. It was plastic and clear, but it had little roses on like a lattice fence painted on it. And I remember super vividly when I was a kid and I was sick. I woke up in the middle of the night, got that glass, drank some water, and it cleared all my sinuses. And I went, "This is a magic cup. I love this cup. It's magical." And then eventually, when my parents got rid of it, I was like, "Oh no, my magical cup. Where'd it go? My magic cup." Yeah, it was rough. The Holy Grail. Oh, 'tis a shame. I didn't even know where it went. It was probably just old. My mom was like, "The plastic is old. It's probably not good for you to drink out of it." I'm working at retail right now. Help. Everybody send your prayers to Aru or Ara. Ara needs help. Getting a new office chair tomorrow and I'm genuinely excited. Is this what being an adult is about? I replaced light bulbs in I replaced the light bulbs in a couple of lamps around me. And I felt so good every time I turn on the light. I'm like, home. It's beautiful and cozy. And that's just sort of what being an adult is like. Still have favorite items as a grown-ass adult? Mm-hmm. We all do. It's great. Bum, bum. I don't know what to do with this pose. I sort of just drew this head angle. Excuse me. Little burp. I'm just looking up reference right now. Let's look at the free gesture tool on TrueRef, see if that helps. They don't still work on leftovers. I think my brother's gonna use leftover bones tomorrow to make turkey soup. Oh, that sounds good. C-dubs, thank you for the hydrate. I replaced old fluorescent bulbs with LED replacements. Ooh. Water bottle is almost empty. Where is this reference? Nope, stop. There we go. Pre-post library. There we go. Let that happen. How was Thanksgiving? Not bad. I'm just talking about stories of my nephew during Thanksgiving. And one of the things that he did was learn. Johnny, thanks for the posture check. Oh. But yeah, after a nap and I saw him when he woke up, he was much chiller. And we told him, because he was wearing a little outfit to keep himself warm, we told him, "Ooh, looking sharp." And he got really happy because he was like, "Oh, I'm looking sharp." And I'm like, "Oh my God, you're so cute. You're so cute." Oh, I love my nephew. I love my nephew. He said, "I'm looking sharp." Ah, that's a happy 50 months. 4 plus 4 years. Sometimes small children just need to tug themselves out. Yep. Sometimes small children just need to sleep. They just need to sleep it off. Straight up, it is so important for them to do. Ooh, here's some good references. Let's actually do some flower poses, because I want to draw some flowers. I want to draw some flowers in lineless stuff, because I feel like that'll be really pretty. Let's let the website update. Trying to find like chilling poses. Ooh, that's not a bad one. That's a pretty good one, actually. Uh, that is one that's smoking, which is like, that's a. Smoking is so bad for you. It's a shame it looks so cool. Smoking just looks cool, and I despise that. Also, thank you for the breathe. But, excuse me. That's not a bad pose. No, I think I ever had it right with the first one. Just change your genetic makeup so the smoking is good for you. I don't think you could do that. It all seems silly when the frontal lobe blows in. Yeah, when he gets to think about it, I think that'll be a fun time for him. I don't like that pose. There's not enough of an intention behind it. Revival. My Thanksgiving was cool. I made some banana pudding. Ooh. Helped make a smoked turkey with my dad. It was first for everyone. Nice. Turkey is tough. Turkey is a tough thing to do. Ooh, here's a good one. Copy image. So I'm on TrueRef right now looking at poses. Whoop. I'm just gathering a little bit of reference for poses I can draw in inlineless. Just kind of getting some ideas. That's not a bad one, but I think I can find a one that's a little bit more maybe energetic. This one's pretty good. I think a profile could be good to practice. Let's try that. Let's try these three poses. Because I feel like they would be good practice for me. This one's not a bad one. I can't really find reference of this. I just kind of winged it. But this one and the other one could be good for me to try. Because I like this leaning over pose. It's kind of fun. Pretty hard to dislodge a century of PR campaign. Yeah. Yeah. Smoking was made to seem very cool for a long time, and it is not. It's not good for you. Cowboy Bebop made it cool? It wasn't just Cowboy Bebop, but Cowboy Bebop did make it really cool. Let's see. Let's change up the vibe with the music so that I don't fall asleep. Let's listen to this one. There we go. Little boy with uke. Okay. Put on some ska! Neither's vaping, it was discovered as lead. Vaping is so bad for you. Vaping is... We were so close to being a generation that does not smoke or do any of that, and they came up with vaping. Ugh. Truthfully, anytime I see a character light up on my screen, my brain has that I need it mode. I like looking at images for reference. And that's one of the shames of AI is like the reference is not correct. And it just won't be. You need to grab pictures of real things, which is why nowadays I just take pictures of myself in the poses I want. But I can't stream those because, you know, privacy. So I just use TrueRef. I'm going to give this a little focus by putting a hand here. know my habits, and quite frankly, I don't give mouth rinds if anyone tries taking my nicotine. I cannot tell you what to do, and that is okay, you know? There is a level of right to, like, it is within your rights to make bad decisions, you know? Things you know will be bad for you in the long term. They are not things that other people can tell you what to do. Because at that point, where does it end, you know? I'm gonna draw a little flower. I think I need to have this hand be a little higher. Monday's child, welcome in. Hope you're having a lovely time. How was your stream? Are you playing Suede or Regalia? Ooh. Hope it was fun. Jeff, I quit years ago, but the craving is definitely always looming. That happens. Oswald, do you have any place in particular that you go to post references? I tried Google and Pinterest, didn't quite get the mark. Yes, I do. I go here. Let me show you. This is where I go. I go to TrueRef Art Pose because they take pictures of their models. They have pose packs that are free to use and some that are, most that are paid. But it is a pretty good reference. Tansel, happy 50 months. 4+ years, welcome on back. Merrick. Hi, honey, I'm late. Hi, everyone else. Hey, no worries. On the plus side, social drinker since 2023. Considering my IRL friend group barely gets together anymore, I'll take it as a W. Everything in moderation, and it's different for everybody. What might be a little bit to some might be a lot to others, and that's okay. Roswell, Navi Razor, yeah. They don't use AI. They very explicitly are like, no, we're not going to use AI ever. We take pictures of models with many clothed poses, like with skin-colored undergarments, so that you can study the musculature and that underneath. They have mask, femme, non-binary. They have heavy, thin, just different body types in there, and they're constantly growing their library. So you can also, they're also fairly active on Blue Sky and Twitter. So if you comment under their posts, like where it's like, hey, are you ever going to do this kind of body type or these kind of poses, they will probably see it. Can't guarantee they will answer it directly, but they will probably see it. The whole shebang when it comes to variety details. Yep, they have filters where it's like you can choose what the models, what kind of poses the model is doing, such as with what tools. They have ethnicity and gender and sometimes clothing, because there are clothed models. I use it quite often for their romantic goth models. I like those outfits. But yeah, the amount of people trying to get me to commission them for art I can't afford is driving me insane. About to turn off DMs every platform at this rate. That's the big thing. Artists will not, ones that you want to commission will not reach out to you to go, please commission me. Because more often than not, that is a scam. If an artist is doing that, they are probably not an artist, and they are probably a bot. I don't mind this too much. I feel like it needs a lot of polish. The way I've drawn the head doesn't look like it's got quite the right proportions that I'm looking for. Has also not the same feel, so let's change it up. We'll call this one a bust. That's okay. I like this one. It has very dramatic lighting. Had that happen so many times at this point, I just ignore them or take them off the Discord friend list. Yep. If anyone messages me that, I'm like, okay, you're a bot. Leave. Be gone. Hi, Zany. Welcome in. Wortman, this would be useful because I'm trying to learn how to draw nude art for anatomical purposes to learn how to draw realistic aliens and other creatures. Yeah, absolutely. This is a pretty good reference for how to draw anatomical studies, as well as just action poses and dynamic poses. Hi, Pestle. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Also, thank you for the resub. Happy 37 months. Let's see if Honey will panic. A little bit. A little bit. The heart rate does go up. Thank you for the lyric, Rob. Was scrolling through and suggested, and I wanted to stop in and say your avatar's cute. Have a great night. Thank you, Mothman. I made it myself. I'm glad you like it. But how is your week, Pestle? I hope you're doing good. What are you drawing? I'm drawing myself. What I'm doing is I'm practicing a lineless art style right now. So this is my D&D characters and my friends' D&D characters' art. I did a little bit of a lineless style for them, and I'm trying to practice that and keep that going. So we're just doing very casual, chilling poses. Armin, I'm glad I follow you. You're connecting me with so many great art resources that are free to work with. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I find that everyone learns very differently. But for the most part, the best way to get someone started is give them the free resources rather than the paid ones. Because something that I'm doing is I learn in a different way than some people do. Some people love YouTube tutorials and can learn just from that. I can sometimes learn from them, but if it doesn't capture my interest or it's not well edited, then I don't really know how I'd learn. So, for me, learning in a classroom setting is usually a little easier. So a lot of the resources I have, or I've learned to like bring up, are ones that I have practiced using as well as learned in art school. Oddity, I feel like I should get better at art. So you're saying find what setting works for you? Kind of, yeah. So I learned very good or very well in a school environment. I like having people that I can ask immediately why something is the way it is. Because if I don't understand why something is supposed to be the way it is, I won't really understand the process. Sometimes YouTube videos are really good, but they don't really explain why things are the way they are. They assume you know, or they just don't learn and they don't really use it. And that's fine. But to me, who has questions, I prefer an interactive environment where there's someone there to directly answer my questions. Hey, Romura, thank you for the resub. Happy 13 months. Lucky number 13. Hope that all your Thanksgiving went well for all of you. Thank you. And Zindel, thank you for the saved work and earwiggles. Also, Cyber, thank you for the resub. Happy 44 months. Resubbing real fast in my D&D session, but didn't want to miss my streak. Hope you're having a good time in D&D. I'm going to push the angle of this to make it seem a little more... Meant lucky? Ah, got you. Already I was wondering the same thing. Otokonoko Tron. I have a panic attack when that happens to me. Yeah? Banjo. Hi, honey. Had a nice Thanksgiving? Yeah. My learning capacity is at the whims of my very fickle ADHD whose fancies change at the blink of an eye. It's tough, and the only thing I could recommend is, like, yeah, see if you can get medicated if you'd like, because it does actually help. I am also not medicated, so I've had to find ways to cope best I can. But it is tough. Alright, what are you doing after the gym? Going to bed? I'm gonna eat a little dinner and go to bed. Oh, it'll be fun. I was stable when I was medicated, but after a bank nonsense earlier this year, I've been off my meds for many moons, and it has very noticeably impacted my daily life. That's really rough. You ready for Christmas and New Year? No, I am not. But that's okay. Aria Plague. I'm currently in a college to take art class, and the reason why I got into art is because when I first got into art, I was looking at other people's art and traced it, but I knew I wasn't how to get better at art, so I made a sketch without anything what I think would look like and just enjoyed making something that was mine. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. You can learn by tracing, but doing it yourself is how you really learn. If you were a different fantasy species beside a goblin, honey, what would you be? I don't know. Maybe a ball of light? Depends on what fantasy. Clapstorm, thank you for the resub with Prime. Happy 9 months. Congrats on your stream, baby. I better get my dang year-end bonus sauce. They better pay you, yeah. Yeah, this works. So the tricky thing with me is I have to change these proportions to make them look a little more goblin. Because right now they look a little too human, and so it looks a little uncanny. Use a tiefling before? Tiefling would be fun too, yeah. But it changes all the time. What I want and what I like are constantly in flux, and that's okay. Honeyberg says, get to being a silly little guy every day. A silly little guy. Jedi candle person? I would like that for a VTuber design. Definitely different, but I do like what I am now. But my art style has definitely changed. More scrungly proportions. As to now X, what she thought I'd be in fantasy setting, expecting something like elf or wizard. She said a dragon or a griffin. I didn't think those were options. It always depends. Let's make these a little different. something like that. So this looks uncanny still, but don't worry. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna fix it. That would actually be fun. A scrungly kobold VTuber. Yeah! Kobold VTuber would be fun. I think there was one. There was Salem the Kobold. It's been a while. Hope they're doing good. Be French. We've been pushing and hopefully we'll get our last projects out for the year. Had to work a 4-5-5 shift last week and a Saturday shift and a further 3-5-5s this week. You better be resting soon. An artist I know has been posting lesser-known D&D creatures lately, like floating spiky jellyfish, flightless parrots with 4 legs, and aristocratic hippos. That sounds cool. Mundy, thank you for the hydrate. Alright, I'm out of water. I gotta grab more for next time. I'm absolutely gonna eat some chips though. Mmm. Oh, yo, it's Uncanny Granny. As far as classes, I do believe it's a good idea because at least you would learn something from a different perspective depending on the class. Mixing up what kind of characters you play is a good idea. I think you'll find it's good for your brain. I like to be a Transformer VTuber with toggles that transform my character into his alt mode. Problem is I keep changing out the design in my head and never try to draw them out. Sometimes you just gotta draw it and go with what you think is best. Or keep drawing it until you get something you're comfortable with. Sketch I made was a D&D character I've been wanting to play for a while now. Human warlock who was part of the mafia before he got betrayed by his partner in crime and buried in a pumpkin farm after a couple days. Made a deal with a demon named Lord of the Harvest. That sounds sick, actually. In 5e, clerics and paladins have turn undead, which causes undead within a certain radius to run away from terror from you. That's cool. And you can be an undead yourself and pick the lineage for it. Van Richter's Guide to Ravenloft. Ah. If you're funny enough, you can be an undead paladin and turn undead and make yourself deathly terrified of yourself. You can make it scary to be one. The Paladin. This song is Corduroy by Boy with a Uke, or Boy with Uke. There we go. There we go. I think that looks a bit better. What have I done? Have I made a mistake? I don't remember why I feel this way. My flesh is by as I run away. My home is not my home no more. My home is not my grave. Small Bean Milo, thank you for the raid. Well, come on in, Raiders. How was your stream? Are you just chatting? What were y'all chatting about? Boba Bean raid. Ooh. I do like boba. It's good. Like how these two goblins seem to be looking at each other? Kinda, yeah. So I can also do this one. That looks pretty good. Hi, hi, hi. Hiya. Welcome in. That song kind of felt like Odie's song would sing, and the open arms when Daddy would did terrible things lyrics. A little bit, yeah. How life flashes by as I drive away. My home is not my home no more. My home is not my grave. Ooh. Mm. Ooh. Ooh. Mm. 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 Oh, what it would do to me. My home is not my home no more. My home is not my grave. Hi, Smallbean. And Osia, thank you for the posture check. Oh, little goblin gossip. They're gossiping. They're talking. Oh, so it's such a late response, but I'm actually in the process of trying to design a kobold model. Ooh, nice. For yourself or for someone else? Kobolds can be really fun to draw. They can be a little tricky, but definitely fun. Why does anatomy hungle me so quickly? Because it can be really tough to learn. Realistic anatomy doesn't always translate super well to cartoony styles, such as what you're seeing now. This is a very cartoony style. This is a lot more anatomically correct, but it looks off. It is too close to anatomy. It is not simplified enough to look cartoony. So drawing goblins can be really tough. But it will go from I'm cooking to this is the end. Yep. It's a good way to see where your weaknesses are as an artist. Hello, your model's cute. Thank you. Made it myself. Jasper. Also, the ancients paladins get the same thing as turn undead, but for fey creatures. Ah. The purpose being a target of magical effects like being undead or construct when makes a fairy centaur oath. The ancients paladin can also be deathly terrified of themselves if you commit to the bit, which I did once because I really wanted to do something stupid. You had one joke and you were ready to commit for it. What if you want to draw realistic goblins? Then you're going to have to learn anatomy and learn how to make them in the proportions you want. Either way, you'll need to know anatomy, but you'll just need to know how to squish proportions. That's Bob Ross. I know Bob Ross has his reruns on Twitch here. I too have a joke I dedicate to Steamer Duck. True, you do like that. It's your favorite duck. Jasper, I wish I could stay longer, but I need to bed now. Everyone have a wonderful time zone, wonderful rest of stream. Tell you a cutie patootie. Thank you for the 100 shinies, Jasper. It's the law. You wouldn't want to break the law and make Honey sad, would you? Thank you, Jasper. That's very kind of you. I hope you get some good sleep. For the purposes of, say, turn undead, hold person, or other such effects, you would be considered a humanoid. I think you'd have to be a humanoid for that to work on you, but I'm not sure. I've never really used that spell. Let's see. Let's make this more transparent. I want to soften the features way more. Maybe something a little bit more like this proportions-wise. Oh, love affection. Thank you, Blood Eyes. If you make a paladin a vampire, would they be affected by their own holy spells? I mean, maybe? I guess it depends. I haven't really played a paladin, so I don't really know what the rules are there, but maybe. All the D&D art and D&D talk I've seen and heard recently makes me want to make more characters, but none of the ones I'm playing have died in a while. I feel like I might jinx it. Ah, I see. So you don't want to prep for the end of a character, but you want to make more characters. You can just do that. You can just make OCs. That's fun. There we go. I think this nose needs to be lower. It's too high for the angle. Okay, yeah, definitely not 3 Skitters and a human goat. Are y'all okay? Are y'all feeling human? Jedi, that was fast. You made the rotary phone already? Rotary mechanism didn't spin. Oh. Like they had an extra piece on hand to make it spin. It's called a rotary phone, so it's gonna spin. That makes sense. It's a shame it didn't spin, though. No, Timon. Yes, I'm feeling very human. Thank you, streamer. Okay. I'll take your word for it. You're just a potato. No, I'm a rock. I'm a phoenix. You could be whatever you please. Shin's potatoes are pretty far removed. Evolutionary speak link. Aye, true. Bloody sea slug. Thanks, streamer. Be what you please. It's all good. Have you found? Did you say the number of wizard that gives us amazing merch? Does he do commissions? I don't know what he does in his spare time. Maybe he'll turn you into a lizard too. Leon, as long as we're talking D&D, I might as well mention the Flump. Giant floating jellyfish that attacks by landing on its opponents and impaling them. Jeez. We can already see that the improvements are much more noticeable here. Y'all can see from here. That's why sometimes don't trust your roughs. Trust your cleanups. It's important. Quick Crime, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Good evening. How's it going? Okay, Epic, I'm in here. Now I can draw along my own goblin character. Ooh, exciting, Verdi. Are you going to post it afterwards? I'd love to see. I have a bias for goblin characters. Perhaps you've noticed. Quick Crime, oops, how do I refund? If you need to. JK Lamau. Okay, just making sure. Because I got worried because Twitch has been silly with how they're doing payments and stuff, where it's just like, oh gosh. Oh gosh. I hope that everyone is spending responsibly and no one is spending outside of their means. It's very important. I already posted? I don't know. I'm not done designing her. It's just been a thorn in my creative side because I can't seem to draw her face right. Oh, I see. Quick Crime. Now you good? Okay, good. Just making sure. Recently got a new tablet and I downloaded Krita onto it. Has anyone here used Krita? I have not used Krita, but it is a free program, so I usually recommend it. A lot of artists that don't use paid programs recommend Krita, and I can see why. It's a free program. It works, so. I feel like I'm trying to draw an OC, right? Force you to do anatomy studies. I basically had it with this where I was like, I'm just gonna kind of wing it, and luckily it turned out good. So I got lucky with Callum. My style feels inconsistent. Like, do these look like the same characters? Maybe a little bit, but this one and this one have a completely different vibe, and I'm trying to fix it. Can the same character and person have different vibes based on situations or mood? Yeah, the vibe is different, but the anatomy doesn't quite look right. That's what I'm struggling with right now, is the anatomy. Because as usual, my style is going through a shift, and I'm like, okay, I gotta adjust real fast. Vibe ruined. The vibe is off. She looks too sultry and cool. Can't wait for the hand art study. Are you gonna do one? Creed has a command palette, so anytime you can't find something, just hit Control Enter and type what you look for. Oh, it is insanely hard to differentiate characters at this stage. That's good. Good to hear, because at least I'm not the only one. Sure, honey could be sultry and cool. I could have different vibes, I'm sure, depending on the day. Too small. Angerhen would still be cute. Nuh-uh. Pretty. I'm loving drawing hands. I found out recently I love animating them too. That's a powerful skill. Drawing hands is an entire thing. You ever make up universes and macroverses for your OCs? Yes. Yes. Maybe not macroverses, but universes definitely. I have many a Blorbo that I smash into a bunch of different worlds. A lot of it's fun. They're mostly like small scenes. It's less of a full coherent story, but more like the vibes. Nah, it's too square of a jaw. Hmm. There we go. That looks a bit better. Something I feel would be useful to have is just draw the scenes I have in my head about my characters instead of force myself to connect them together before I even have a story. That's what I do. I just draw the vibes, the scenes, and then I connect them in the background. Doesn't make me a great writer, but it inspires me enough to get the art done, and it exists. And sometimes that's all you need. From what I have seen of writing Tumblr, that's a lot of it. Is like they have a bunch of scenes and they have to find ways to connect them. And then they fall in love with the scenes that connect them. So no, thanks for the hydrate. And Randomer, happy 35 months. Welcome on back. 35 months following the best compliment all around. Looking forward to many more fun, chill, nerdy, wonderful streams. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, the squiggly on the nose. Thank you. It's fun to draw. It helps to give direction to the nose. Sure, it's hard to fix something that hasn't exited your brain space yet. Absolutely. Really quickly, I will return in just a moment. I'm going to grab more water because my water bottle's empty. One sec. Y'all could look at the art real fast. I'm so snacky today. Dang. I'm gonna eat some rice crackers. Ugh. There we are. I have returned. Let me take a little sippy and blast. Thank you for the breathe. Time to panic? Nuh-uh. No panic, only chill. Excuse me. Your expression has been my favorite. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny's so kind. Says such nice things. These feel like almost different characters, and I'm trying to figure out why. It's tough. Oliver, just try to connect two scenes, figure out what has to happen for the characters to get from point A to B, and then you have a story. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what it is, yeah. You flustered, Johnny. It's true, though. Flavor rice cracker? I think this is just like seaweed salty. Let me open it. Ready for good crunch. Mm-hmm. It's a big rice cracker, one sec. Mm. Remember my college essay and a couple of personal projects? Yeah, do be like that. Mm-hmm. Not all of the scenes in your book is going to be amazing. But they should all be necessary and have a purpose. Real question, what trope are you sick of seeing in fantasy? Just in general? Girl fight girl. Naruto's notorious for this one, where it's like the girl character must fight the girl character, and it's like, that's really boring. You already have lost me. There was only one time Naruto did it right. And that was, I think it was in the Chunin exam, when Sakura was facing her best friend. And I was like, that one actually makes sense. That one has a lot of character weight to it and makes sense. But then they just kept doing girl fight girl, and I was like, no. It worked the one time because it fed into the characters and who they were. But then after that is, you have no excuse. None of the rest of them made sense. It also implies the girls can't hold their own against males. Yeah, it's frustrating that even in your fantasy of people casting magical wizard spells, the magical wizard girls must fight the magical wizard girls. Also sick of fantasy racism. Because, like, in your fantasy world, why do you still got that? Why do you want that in there? Make it more interesting for people to fight. Give them actual things to fight about. It is one of the reasons why, like, I find that most of my favorite manga are written by women, because they don't have that, but they also don't have the girl power moments. where it's like, look, she's strong and independent and can hold her own against any man. It's like, no, erase gender from the equation entirely. It does not. It does not affect your character's strength in a fantasy setting. It should not. In a fantasy where like a guy can kill a dragon solo style, it should not matter. Helen, I like when they realize they're paired up against someone they can't beat or too much of an on equal footing, so they switch out and have better advantages against someone their ally was having a hard time against. Yep, I like that because that's like actual strategic fighting. It's like, yeah, you're strong, but you are strong in a particular way, which might not be useful for this particular fight. I think that's lovely. It's because it's kind of like you wouldn't have a soccer player compete with a football player. They specialize in two different things. One is not going to beat the other because the metrics they're measuring by are different. Dang, I want more crackers. I'm talking gender abolition. It's very interesting because this is a very interesting saying where it's like gender does not matter and it matters a lot. It is hard to explain, but I think the best way I can kind of explain it is gender does not matter in how someone should treat you, you know? Ideally, in an ideal world, gender does not play into how people are treated in terms of like respect and equality. But it does matter in the sense of like it's part of your identity, you know? It's part of who you are. So it's both. It both matters and does not matter. There is no one broad statement that will make everything work. Humanity is too broad to be boiled down into one sentence, you know? All right, I think these are pretty good. All right, let's move these over. Hmm. There we go. I think this will work. What's a trope I hate in fantasy? Sick of seeing people riding dragons. That's fair. Quote Knuckles the echidna from Sonic Boom. You know, anytime someone calls attention to the breaking of gender roles, it ultimately undermines the concept of gender equality by implying that this is the exception, not the status quo. Yep, that is a legitimately good way of putting it. Knuckles is correct. Treating it as something spectacular undermines it and makes people think like, oh, you have to be special to do that. It's like, no, this can be the norm. This is just the norm. Quick rhyme. I'm really interested in what gender means to folks, but I can't personally relate. That's fair. But I'd love to learn how to draw flowers. It's difficult. Is kid with uke? Yeah, it's a boy with a uke. Or uke. Whiskey Crab. My friend tasked me out hard in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu more than half the time. She's a vicious grappler with extreme flexibility. I'm bigger and she both... by size and weight, she's harder to fight than a coffin nail. I've thought about learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because I am small. Like, I am a small person. But it sounds like a sport that does not favor weight and instead favors skill. And that's pretty cool. I think that's neat. Of who we are. All right, time for grayscale. You mean like Arcane? Maybe. I didn't really think about Arcane too much in terms of that because a lot of the times the gender did not matter of the person who was fighting each other. How's Thanksgiving, honey? For spend it with my nephews? Ooh, I hope it was fun spending it with your nephews. Hi, Black Metal. If you're going to pursue a martial art, honey, I'd recommend Wing Chun. It's specifically designed for people to fight larger opponents and using their movement and energy against them. Wing Chun. I've never heard of that before. Interesting. Is it... Because, yeah, I've never heard of something like that. Wing Chun. Stocky, thank you for the posture check. Jeff, it's the martial arts that Bruce Lee studied before inventing Jeet Kune Do. Jeet Kune Do. Oh. Wing Chun. Let me look it up. That would be good for me, I think. Just something where I don't have to worry about my weight. Because I am kind of small. last drink going. Good news, my dad's getting me a smartwatch for Christmas. Nice, that's very kind of him. Hope I find it useful. Claude is the leader of Leicester and Alliance, not the wyvern he takes to battle. Claude von Regan, who can class to a dragon rider. What game is that? She's the main character. Godzilla or a big scorpion. You could ride a large fantasy creature in battle. Godzilla or large scorpion. Large. Large fantasy creature. Probably Naga. Naga would be sick. I found her. I found her. I found her. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the layer thickness. The big ass elephant from Lord of the Rings. That's pretty cool, yeah. Tarrasque. Ooh. Don't be sick. Imagine being sick. Could you imagine? Would be rough. I think what would be the most... Here's the thing. What would be the most intimidating thing to ride, and what would be the most catching someone off guard thing to ride? Something that you wouldn't expect. Because to be fair, no one would really expect you to ride in on something big. But if you were at a big old battle, what would be the thing that gives you the edge? You know? If you could choose a mount. Doesn't really have to be a fantasy mount, but like, what would throw your enemies off their game? You know? Don't expect anyone to ride a bunny. True. Whale. A centaur. Riding Cthulhu. A Lolth. An African bush pig would be scary. Yeah. Here's my big brain play. Toyota Corolla Mimic. Just kidding. Jeff wins. Whatever I was going to say is not as good as what Jeff said. Gelatinous cube? Okay. Because for a reptilian cow, okay. Because my brain says giant, and I mean giant anteater. Something that is meant to eat a lot of small things at once. If people were the size of an ant, and there's a giant anteater, Think about it. Think about it. Something that's meant to eat small things, but larger so that the humans are the small things? Terrifying. You think of like, oh, big lizard? That's fine. It's not, it'll crush you probably or something, but you can hide from it. You know, there are things you can do. Anteater meant to find things that try to hide. You might need a gargantuan anteater, true. Imagine anteater, but they put the spear tip at the end of his tongue. Ooh. Let's say a giant cheese. Size the claws with that tongue? Yeah, right? So a man-eating anteater. A man-eater. A giant dragonfly instead of an actual dragon. A dragonfly, yeah. What else would be a good one? New fear unlocked, thanks you. You're welcome. Always a lovely time here. Glad I can make you think of the horrors. Because I think of them constantly. I think I need to add a little bit more volume to the head here. That's the nice thing about lineless style. I can see a lot of the places where it's like, oh, this could actually be improved. There we go. Anteaters are so underrepresented. Thank you for thinking of them. Yeah, no worries. Trying to do lineless myself? Ooh, I hope it's going well. Send a random comment to break my luck at the stream. Hi, how's it going? Also, hello Zozo. How are you doing? Heading to sleep because of early work, but leaving a lurk asleep. Thank you. I hope you're taking it easy, Zozo. And I hope life is taking it easy on you too. Applaud your imagination, however, raise you, the cassowary. They're already such a menace. Imagine the fear on the enemy's eyes, the tamed one with its lethality still intact. True. Good but tired. It is not. Oh gosh, Zozo, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's going rough. At least take care of yourself. That's the best you can do. We'll take it. All right, let's try this. I had a thought. Land walking terrifying. Piranhas are already so scary. I do not mess with piranhas. We do not mess with piranhas here. But maybe would they be... They would still be scary on land, actually. Ever drank an ant before? No, I will not elaborate. I have not. I don't really have any problems with eating them, I think, if they're prepared properly. But, like... I haven't drank an ant before. I can't say I have. Hungry piranhas are vicious. I do not mess with them. Jeez. They are scary. Nature is terrifying. We must always remember this. Piranhas are pretty tame for the most part. They're a very shy fish. Really? But they kill so viciously. They just keep biting you until you die. That being monsters is a bit of a terrifying. Oh, a bit of a stereotype? Mostly fruit and seed eaters. Oh, what? Really? You know how fast jumping spiders move? Imagine giant jumping spider mounts. Ooh. Giant shrike mounts. Little birds that impale food on spikes for later for food? That's terrifying. Agrius, thank you for the hydrate. Meta, thank you for the earwiggles. They only do that when they're practically starving or a feeding frenzy begins with those piranhas. Oh. They don't actually attack humans that often. Oh, okay. I probably wouldn't want to go swimming with them anyways, but it's interesting to know that they're kind of like sharks in that way, where it's like they're not nearly vicious towards human. Let's see. Toiku. They more often eat carcasses and rarely live prey. Oh, okay. So they are kind of like sharks in that way. Whereas like they're not active hunters so much as hyenas, like scavengers, you know? That's pretty cool actually. Scavengers are so often overlooked in the ecosystem. It's so important to remember that they're good for the ecosystem. Possums are better than hyenas, fight me. That seems like a matter of opinion. You can think that. That's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. It's like something that I always found interesting is like so often to get kids excited about nature, they'll pit them against each other like in a fight. And I'm like, no, they don't always fight. They're pretty chill usually. You'll find, thankfully, most aquatic predators don't even care for humans and will sometimes take to working with humans to hunt, depending on the species. It's just that while they don't got hands to be curious with, just they sometimes razor teeth filled mouths. Ah. Most piranha attacks on people happen during spawning season, meaning egg season. Oh, okay. Most footage of piranhas are attacking ferociously are actually moms and dads whose eggs are being disturbed. Oh. The whole piranhas are scary thing came from a demonstration where people are intentionally starved piranhas. Oh, gotcha. Man. Ones I don't mess with are dolphins. I do not mess with dolphins. Shark waters, I'm like, I might be able to go into there. You know, sharks don't usually eat people. They're not usually into it. Dolphins, I don't mess with that. Why people get so close, I don't know. Do not trust the dolphins. I dropped my pen. Jeff, if T-Rex met Spinosaurus, they just sidestep each other because neither of them can afford to be injured. Looking at you, JP3. Yep. Pyron, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in, raiders. I hope your stream went well. But yeah, a lot of the times dinosaurs are probably similar to animals we know nowadays, which is none of them can afford to get injured. So unless they are really desperate, they usually won't attack something that has horns or claws. Usually the way that lions work is they don't even attack healthy animals. They'll try to find the weak ones, the ones that are elderly or sick, or the young ones, you know? Oh, you're playing Warframe. How is Warframe? We're learning that piranhas are not actually as vicious as we've been led to believe. Dolphins are in a weird place where they're intelligent enough to be cruel, but not intelligent enough to be responsible for their cruelty. Yeah, it's kind of those weird ones. And I have a good news. I have an interview for a new job. Hope they accept me. Good luck, Jakku. I hope so too. I hope you get the job and they treat you well. But interviews can be a little nerve-wracking. I don't know if they're nerve-wracking for you. They're nerve-wracking for me. But I hope it goes well. It was good. Just kind of durdling around doing relic runs. Too much brain fog for Mass Effect today. Gotcha. Well, I'm glad you're taking care of yourself, you know? Brain fog sucks. So, take it easy. Thank you for trusting me with your community. Welcome in. Oh, wrong button. Dolphins are stupid jerks who exist. The orca can reign. We do love orcas. I love orcas. I wonder if there are any dolphin VTubers. I know there's orcas. There's Shy Lily. And there was a Hololive one, a Sakana or something like that. She graduated though, I think. I liked her design. It was good. I haven't seen a dolphin VTuber. Yeah, me neither. A venomous snake will even avoid conflict as well. To quote Sir David Attenborough roughly, why waste perfectly good venom when you can just slither away? Yep. Spiders that are venomous also don't really want to bite you. What are they gonna do? You are much too big to eat. Usually it happens when you're not paying enough attention and get way too close to them and potentially damage them and where they live. Of course, honey. Best combo streamer. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Don't want to fall on the stereotype of this, but is for a Canadian agency. Even most angry Canadians are really nice. I think most people generally are nice and good. Or at least try to be. Maybe that's just me, though. I love critter talk. I could go on for hours, honestly. I love critters. Be awesome, stay awesome, eat cheesecake, or a suitable cheesecake substitute, you delectable meatball. Thank you. Thank you very much. Meatball. Maybe I'll have meatballs for dinner tonight. Hi, Kazuma. Welcome in. Spiders just jerks biting me while I'm asleep. True, you have a different perspective. I don't think spiders ever mean to be jerks. If anything, for me, spiders are good because they help get rid of flies. You know some wild pigs have skins so thick venomous snakes can't bite through and pigs eat them? Jeez. It's thick skin. But yeah, good night, Gecko. See you tomorrow. Take it easy. I think pigs are very cool. Been playing Arc Raiders recently. It's absolutely reinforced the idea that people are basically good. I think people are generally good, and I think the news and a lot of people in power benefit from you distrusting your neighbors, you know? Not believing that a lot of people genuinely are good. There are people that do intend harm. But I think for the most part, people are just doing their own thing. And it's really important to remember that. Wasp for jerks, but still important to the ecosystem. I don't think there is such thing as an animal that is not important to the ecosystem. What will happen is a lot of the times, if an animal disappears from the ecosystem, another will rise to replace it. But that doesn't mean that it's gone or wasn't necessary. Gonna have to go to bed soon, so I hope you have a good rest of the stream, everyone. Bye. See you later, Kazuma. Get some good sleep. I've had no problems with bugs, especially spiders. They often crawl onto me as if they're saying hi, as if they're going about their day. Yeah, here's the thing. I have a couple indoor plants, and I know that there are spiders in them, and I think that's fine. I think that's totally fine. They keep the gnats away. It's lovely. Feel like we can get by without mosquitoes? Definitely not. There are so many things that eat mosquitoes that are so necessary for the ecosystem. Bugs are the indicators and the first line of defense when it comes to making sure we can eat. A lot of things pollinate that you do not think pollinate. It is so important to go. We need to save pollinators and not just the cute bees. Pollinators, a lot of the times, are really ugly looking, but they're very charming. They are stereotypically ugly bugs, but we should not just save things that are cute. You know? We need to save things in general that are important too. Less than 10% of mosquito species bite human. Yep. Mosquitoes don't really bite. Mosquitoes just don't really bite you. And it's really important to remember that it's really overblown. Yes, they can be annoying sometimes, but generally speaking, they are important. Honestly, I've very rarely seen an ugly animal except maggots. I find maggots interesting personally. They're so fascinating. Don't want to have them around me, but like interesting to study for sure. I know most bugs are important, but I'm still gonna kill roaches in my place. Understandable. Like, I understand that. You don't usually want a lot of bugs in your house, so fair. Sorry, I'm just pulling up music right now. Minecraft music. Minecraft. Can we engineer them to be cute? Then we replace all the ugly things? Nope. Here's the problem with engineering anything to be cute. Who decides what is cute, and why are they subject to change? Just because something is not seen as aesthetically beautiful doesn't mean it should be changed. That's a very slippery slope. Gotta raid and run though. Need to get these contexts out. Enjoy the rest of the stream and have a good night. Good night, Pyrehound. Get some sleep. I hope you have a lovely one. I have a strict catch and release policy with spiders at the workplace. Yep. I have a catch and release with pretty much all the bugs that enter my place. I think it is important. All right, a little bit of line art. Because there are kind of lines in line art, lineless art. It's not necessarily what you'd think, but it is there. There we go. Necessary lines. Some lines are necessary. I was eaten alive by mosquitoes when I was 12 and 13. Got a terrible allergic reaction. Don't like mosquitoes? That's fair. Understandable if you don't like them. You know another animal whose behavior is very exaggerated? Chimpanzees. Ever heard of the grasshopper mouse? It possesses an enzyme that makes it immune to scorpion venom. In fact, it turns it into painkillers, so it can hunt them with ease. They also have very high bite force with their size. Top it all off, they howl at the moon. Ah, yes. The mice that howl. I have heard of these ones. The song is good. But what if... Dr. Shirtliff, thank you for the posture check. The news the famous Honey Goblin's live. My evening is saved. Hello, Sila. How's it going? I'm just doing a little bit of lineless art. I'm looking for music right now. Oh, stretching my back right now. Feels good. Let's listen to Knife Throat. A little bit more upbeat. Doing pretty good. Moving on to A2 level in my German class, and I want to cry. But I've also been getting some art comms back, so I'm excited. That's good. I'm glad. Oh, shoot. So I was excited to hear about getting comms back. Especially if they're complex or something you've been waiting for a little bit and excited to get back. Dr. Clown sends his hunks. One of my aunts called one of our previous dogs ugly because he had heterochromia. See, it's different from everybody. Dr. Clown sends his regard. Welcome in. Welcome. This Free Run, I think? Yeah, this is Knife to the Throat by Evan Call. He's from Free Run. I'm very excited to have dinner after this. I'm getting hungry. I'm getting more hungry nowadays. I guess that's good. It means I'm probably healthy? Probably? I'm pretty sure that was what it means. But who knows? Roxy means you're growing. Free run season to January. Let's go! I love Fribin. TTS is gone? Yes. I wanted to say that Honey is the most adorable goblin in existence and deserves all the shinies because she's amazing. Thank you. And anyone who disagrees, well, you're entitled to your opinion, but you're also wrong. Thank you, Destin. No, thank you for the breathe redeem and the save your work. We save and we breathe. And Dr. DM Matt, thank you for the hydrate. He's just stocking up for winter. You know what? Silo, you might actually be right. It's getting colder, so maybe that's it. Maybe my brain's like, ooh, time to get all ready for winter. And I'm like, oh gosh, I forgot about that. Winter is here. Oh boy, winter is here. You know what that means? Body wants to carb load. Get prepared for the winter. Also, Destin, thank you for the resub with Prime. Happy 35 months. Welcome back. 'Tis me, frogs. Hello, frogs. Welcome in. Like, you know what? I know you'll break the curse if everyone stops streaming when I use this. What curse? What curse? I haven't been subbed in a while because of money, so here's my Prime sub. Thank you! That's very kind, Destin. Thank you. I'm flattered that you'd use your Prime sub here. You're more than welcome to hang out as long as you please, whether you're subbed or not. It's a shame I can't turn off ads. Oh, it would be nice. I love being freezing cold. I like getting cozy when it's cold. I love getting cozy under blankets, watching a movie or drinking some cider, eating some nice warm bread and butter. Oh, delightful. Or just playing my Switch and enjoying myself. I think it's a nice time. There we go. Almost done with the line art here for this one. It's a nice, sweet little smile. There we go. Hi, Grips. Welcome in. You plan on switch to a cozy bed late fall? Mwah! Destin, thank you for the 5,000 shinies. What the heck? Just want to make sure I support the most adorable gobble ever go. Thank you. Make sure you're supporting yourself too. I appreciate it. Didn't mean to click that. I'm sorry, Destin. That's rough. It's the thingamabob. It surprised me. I hope that's okay, Destin. If you can't afford that, don't worry. I will not. Oop, that was the wrong button. I will not be bad if you gotta backcharge that. If you didn't mean to, it's okay. I had the bits available. I'm so sorry. I appreciate it, but I will not be upset. I will not be upset. It's okay. It happens. Dun, da, da, da. Not your fault. Twitch was a culprit here. I I despise how Twitch has made it so easy for like too easy for people to make big payments. I really think that's irresponsible. It should I am under the impression that every time you click something to pay, there should be a confirmation of confirm this is the one you want to do. Because it is really, really important that people, if they accidentally click something or need a second to rethink, have that opportunity. It's extremely predatory that they don't. Single touch purchase on anything is a big red flag. Yep, genuinely. It's one of the reasons that I do not attach my card or anything to Twitch, aside from the ones that you need to as a streamer. But like in order to pay, I really make sure that I have to do it every time. It's so, so important. I was saving the bits for a reason. I mean, you deserve it. I'm still mad at Twitch. There should definitely be some sort of there should be a confirmation. Like, Destin, if you need to refund it, that's okay. I'm not going to be upset. It is totally fine. I would much rather if you're saving it for something, you do that. It's okay. See if you can with Twitch. You know? It almost seems intentional. It's very frustrating. Nah, like you said, you deserve the bits too. Thank you. That's very kind of you. If you are worried about saving, don't worry. Once again, it is free to hang out. I don't like putting anything behind paywalls, especially when it comes to streaming and hanging out for fun, you know? It's very unfortunate because, like, I was trying to think of a way to protect my art from bot scraping, which, like, happens online everywhere nowadays. And one of the ways I thought about is just, like, maybe a Patreon where I put all my art, because so far my solution is just like don't post for a little bit. Like posting stresses you out, it makes you frustrated and sad about the state of the world, so just like do the art, but you don't got to post it, you know? Which is rough because then no one really gets to see the art I make. I don't get to share it. It's all locked up in a box on my computer. And my brain was like, would a Patreon work? Because it's not open internet, but like, is there a tier where I could make it really cheap? Is that fair? You know, like, because once again, I don't like putting things that could be free and things that I would enjoy sharing behind a paywall. Because I don't like making people feel like they have to pay to see something, you know? Also, Zalia, thank you for the 100 shinies. I've been lurking in the shadows, but I wanted to spend the last of my bits here. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. I have an idea. A mega folder with password to share it. Maybe. That's a little tough. I'm not sure how that works. Birdie, thank you for the 100 shinies. No paywalls, just support. Huzzah. Thank you very much. Oh, dang. It's a golden Kappa train. Kappa train. I care more about showing what I make. A Patreon would be a dissuader, but it's not enough to stop people. Yeah, it's a dissuader, but and also it's not enough to stop people from really scraping, you know? It helped to spawn a golden cup of bits for absolute. Thank you. That's very kind of you. But yeah, it was something I was considering where it's like, okay, Patreon wouldn't really do it. Not to mention, I don't feel like I would be very good at posting regularly because for me, art comes and goes. And that's just the nature of it, where it's like sometimes my focus is really there, sometimes my focus is not. But that's okay. I have to plan around that, you know? And I feel like I would probably fall behind my own goals, which is why, like, if I created tiers, I don't think it would work very well for me because I would feel pressured, and sometimes feeling pressure just like removes the joy of making art. It's different, especially when I have a client, because then I can really, really lock in and focus on it. You know, I don't have to post something every week or every day. I just work on it, and when I finish a stage, I send a ref to the client and go like, how's this look? You know, it's a little different. Oh, little stretch. Because, yeah, another option would potentially be like a Ko-fi. Because you can kind of do what Patreon does on a Ko-fi page, but they take less of a cut. Because Patreon keeps upping their cuts for new creators, and it's just like, no, not worth it. Not worth it for me. No, thank you. So I don't think I'd want to do that. All right, let's do the irises. That's my issue too. The art, I do art so seldomly that I wouldn't be able to keep up with the demand that comes with Patreon. Yeah, I feel like if I created a Patreon, I would not feel like I'm posting enough, or like I would feel like my art is not, my art wouldn't feel like enough, just from an imposter syndrome point of view, you know? Because the way my brain works is I like working on projects in bursts where I'm like, whew, okay, I can focus on this one and work on it until it's done, and then it's done, and I can revel in how lovely and how hard I worked. And then I get to rest. I'm very much a sprinter when it comes to a lot of the work I do, and that's just how my focus and my skill set has always been. I have learned to work around it, you know? Where it's like, yes, not everyone wants to be a sprinter, but if that is the way your brain works, you have to find ways to make it sustainable. You know, you can't sprint all at once. You have to pace yourself. Sprints, like do small sprints. And that's tough. Time for me to go home. Good night. Good night, Leon. Have a good one, all right? I have a sketchbook dedicated to only sharing with people in person, and I had started that sketchbook years before COVID. Weird to see I've given it that value even more now. Ah. That is kind of neat, actually. I think I need to make this a little bigger. These eyes need to be a little bit bigger, because right now they're a little too small. There we go. Golden Train, yeah. That 90% at level 3. That is very kind of y'all. The second Lego set Polar account was built. Nice! Dang, you got 2 sets built at once. When my coworkers saw the risky part of my sketchbook without my permission. Ugh! That's rough, buddy. Because everyone has a, well, not everyone, but a lot of artists have a sketchbook that is meant for personal work. They do work there themselves, and they keep it to themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. I also have a sketchbook like that, where I do anatomy studies, and I experiment and try things that I am not comfortable showing with people, or showing people. And I think that's a good thing to do. Have something that is just for you. You know? Also, thank y'all for the level 3 Kappa Hype train. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I hope that y'all are spending responsibly. Jeff, 3 identical sketchbooks, and God knows which one of them got tits in them. Yep. Yep. Sometimes it do be like that. The nice thing about being in art school a lot of the times is I was very cool with my classmates. So if a lot of them saw my more risque work, they'd be like, "Oh, sick, that looks good." They'd be very chill about it, you know? It's nice. It's a comfortable feeling of like, oh yeah, everyone's relaxed and not weird about it. Alrighty, I'm gonna finish up the line art and the grayscale, and then I think I'll call it a stream for today. Because I can feel my throat getting a little tired since it's cold out. And I'm getting hungry. I got some leftovers I want to eat. Is this what the side eye looks like? Maybe a little bit. If they didn't want it to be awkward for them, they wouldn't make it awkward for you. Yeah, exactly. There is a nice level of etiquette there with artists. Because oftentimes, and not always, oftentimes artists who are chill and cool will be chill and cool about it. Where they're like, oh yeah, sorry if I saw this. Or they'll be like, yeah, it looks good. They'll be kind of respectful about it. Oh, I'm so excited. I got D&D tomorrow. I love D&D. D&D is pretty dang cool. Your classmates, would it be okay with your risque art? They're cool classmates? Mm-hmm. Got leftover turkey? Did you make anything? Yes, I have some meatballs and cranberry gravy, or gravy with cranberry in it, and mashed potatoes I want to eat up. Alrighty, I still have plenty of sketchbooks to fill. Many are only a few pages in. Ah, sometimes that happens. I find I get some textbooks that are, or not textbooks, sketchbooks that are really pretty, and I only draw a little bit, and then I leave it for a bit, and then I come back to it later. Callum's big day out. My silly little guy. He's gonna be having fun. He's gonna have a lovely time or get traumatized. Either one. Both are fun for me. Callum's calling. It's his big day. He's gonna have fun. There we go. There we are. Alrighty, just gotta do the hair for this one and then the clothes, and that'll be the grayscale, I believe. Just labeling my layers, because that's important. My D&D sketchbook is in 2 parts. One is character doodles and wizard notes. The second half is my player notes. Ah. I used to do a lot more sketching on paper for my character arts, but now I draw most of it digital because I find it's easier to adjust. Once Honey gets call lightning, just gonna nuke one of the team. There was a spell kind of like that that I could have grabbed for my sweet little druid, which I think could have been really cool. But no, I gotta look at the 4E spells so I can plan what I want him to be as he gets more experienced. Love Freeren's music. Gotta be one of my favorites, honestly. Evan Call does such good music. I always love tuning into your stream. I love the way you draw. Thank you. I'm working on it. I'm trying a lineless style of my art. I'm giving it a shot and learning. It's very fun. It's a little different than how I usually draw, but it still feels like my art, and that's the good thing. The day after Thanksgiving leftover sandwich is better than the actual Thanksgiving feast. The sandwiches are good. I will agree to this. All right, let's do the clothes. All right, we're getting somewhere. Callum grabbing Honey's shoulders. Why do you make me suffer? Honey doing the Anya grin. Because it's cool. It's fun. Why do you do this? Funny. That's my favorite bit to pull with my friends. Just like, why did you do this? I'm like, heh. funny. And I'm right. Turkey ham cranberry gravy cornbread sandwich is good until you have to 9 times in a row. It's good, but you gotta eat it before it gets stale too. That's the other thing is doesn't always last as long as you'd like. Sometimes it gets a little stale. It's all right. This has to separate too. This is a shoulder. There we go. This one too. The fingers. Love Free Run's music. It's so good. I'm so excited for season 2 because I haven't read Free Run. I've just watched Free Run. Really? I think he may have read it. Maybe. The thing about reading recently, so I'm reading not Little Witch, Witch Hat Academia, and I'm reading it slow. The really cool thing about watching a TV show, strangely enough, is something that I didn't like before, especially with Free Run, is that I would read too quickly and I wouldn't remember things. But when I watch Free Run, which is beautifully paced and slower, I remember more. Everything is very intentionally paced in a slow way because Free Ren lives her life very slowly. She has all the time in the world, so why would she rush? She doesn't need to. There's no pressing matter. There's no end of the world threat, as far as I know. Or she doesn't know of one yet. But she is making her way at her pace. And that is really fun to watch. It's living life like an elf. When I read it, I don't remember all the details. I'm sort of realizing that with Witch Hat Atelier is I read it and I remember some of the highlights, but I don't remember them as clearly as I would like to. So I'm trying to slow down when I read. There's so much to read in the world, and I will never be able to read all of it. But what I do read, I would rather absorb really well than just sprint through it to say I've read it, you know? When you don't follow the instructions, the results are the same as if you follow them. Is really wrong? No, it just depends on the boss. I thought that Hate Freer got on Twitter for the demons are evil thing was hilarious. I never saw that, but I do really, 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 really like the demon designs in Free Ren. Because so often whenever someone writes demons, they're like, oh, they're just from another realm, they're evil. It's like, no, no, no. Give me a good reason that they're evil. And Free Ren's demons make so much sense why you would want to exterminate them. They don't do like they're not like doing horrific things. They're not being like evil for the sake of evil. It's like no no no. You understand that there's no redeeming them. And that's how they were designed. It's extremely good. They are literally inhuman. Yes, they are demons. They are not humans. They're not like elves where they could just be a faction. They are demons. They are not human. They don't have humanity. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone write demons like that. Free Ren does it very excellently. I really like Free Ren. Their lines to our gazelle. Yes. Myth, I'm the opposite. I remember things more clearly when I read them. Might be something about different learning styles because you're a visual learner. I am very much a visual learner. My brain kind of needs to see someone do something. I cannot just have it explained on paper, like in words. And that is a bit of a tricky thing. It can be very frustrating sometimes to to be like, yeah, my friend, you explained it very, very well. I'm so sorry. I just don't understand it. Can you do it? And I watch and you explain as you do it, you know? Kind of teach me like I am a child, visual learner. Which is why oftentimes whenever I'm like, first piece of advice, treat yourself as a baby and be okay with it when you are learning a new skill. It's important. It's really important to learn that. Where it's like, it's okay to learn like a baby. Because if it works and you learn, then it's not a bad method, you know? Doom, they killed my bunny enough for repair, no more needed. They killed your bunny? Hi, Nix, welcome in. And Mundy, thank you for the earwiggles. Jeff, it's a very different take on an objectively malevolent entity. Yes. I'm trying to explain it to one of my friends, and I'm like, I don't want to spoil it. Because the show will explain demons in a way that makes way more sense and is way cooler than the way I could explain it. It is extremely good. Someone even compared the demons in Frieren to AI, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Weird juxtaposition to want to be good at something immediately on top of having imposter syndrome. Yes. It is it's tough to want to be good at something and go like, I have to be amazing at it when it's a skill that takes years of learning. Thank you, Tall Glass. Thank you very much. Mama Grum sends best regards. Thank you. Essentially, the inciting incident of the game Doom is the demons kills Doom Guy's pet rabbit Daisy. I see. I see, so that's what starts the Doom series. That makes me want to try watching Frieren more than anything else I've heard of. Yeah, I really like Frieren, and hopefully if you watch it, you will like it too. Speaking of Frieren, did you see the U Space Dev share the updated pic? Yes, I saw. I saw their update, and they have progressed and learned. It is wonderful to see. I love seeing art progression. That is something that I am so frustrated with the internet now, where it's like artists are afraid to share their work, but I love seeing artists one of my favorite things to look at is artists looking at their works from a year ago and redrawing them. One of my friends does that every year. She redraws one of her old art pieces. And I'm just like, that sounds extremely fun because even the composition changes, the lighting, the mood changes every time she redraws it. And I'm like, this is so cool. It shows you how you grow every year. And my art was never fast enough to be able to do that. But now I feel a little more confident in it. Because, like, look at this. I've done 3 bust shot grayscales. They're all pretty good. This one's potentially, like, I like this one the most. But yeah. As well, I feel like I felt like I was the only one who couldn't learn by instructions I need to see. Yep. As an artist, I am very visual. Jeff, he starts killing demons and never stops. They kill his rabbit and he's like, okay, done with you. And then does it forever. Slayers actually did something similar. The Mazaku are demonic creatures that usually take the physical form of a human, but not human at all. They're purely selfish and see humans as nothing but as tools or insects. Even Zelos and Mazaku ally will turn on them the second his interests align differently. Yeah, I've never seen that, so I can't say anything about that, you know? But, like, the way Frieren explains how the demons are inhuman clicks so much better than any other demon being evil argument that I have ever seen. You know? Like, they do not revel in murder because to them it is not like killing a person, it is killing an animal. But it's not in the same way of seeing them as beneath them. It's not the same way. Because so often when demons are portrayed as like better than humans, they're like, oh, you are nothing but lowly dirt. It's like, they don't even do that. They don't treat humans like that because that, even giving them that respect of explaining, is not worth it to them. And that, I think, is something that is missing in a lot of writing. Where it's like, oh, the vampires see human as cattle. But then the vampire will go and monologue to a human, you know? Where it's like, no. It's different. The demons actually treat human like cattle because they don't say things to justify what they do. They don't argue with their food. They do it. French, just do the thing so I can see how it's done. Let me do it once, see if it screws up the steps. If it's not great, wind me up and let me go. If so, what can I do to correct mistakes? Yeah, some people like going directly to it. Speaking of old art, do you think you'd be able to recreate your old art style if you wanted to? Yeah, I could probably recreate my old art style. The downside to my old art style is like I can see the mistakes, or not mistakes, but the things that I would change. And so trying to resist that change would be hard for me. Resisting the urge to change, to update it to my own style, would be tricky. But not impossible. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay. Now if I turn off the line art, how well does it hold up? Okay, not bad. Not bad. Some small adjustments, but that's not bad at all. Jeff, you don't argue with your turkey and ham cranberry gravy cornbread sandwich? Do you ever just slap a :3 to try to figure out what kind of face to make when trying to draw a face in a character? I draw smug faces. My default is a smug character face, absolutely. The farmer does not wax poetic to the lamb as it's taken to the slaughter. Yep, pretty much. Oh, alrighty. I think this is pretty good. I think this is a good place to take a stop for the night because I am getting hungry. And plus, I'm going to be streaming in 12 hours. So this is pretty good. I think this is a good place to pause. I want to draw some flowers tomorrow and put some flowers in there. I like flowers. So I had to pull some mod duty on Reddit and ban someone for being transphobic in a trans sub. Yeah, that's important to do. Good job. Came back with bad faith arguments demanding it be explained that what was transphobic. Yeah. It's tough because moderating is extremely important. And the tricky part about it sometimes is I have a rule where it's like the only thing that you should not tolerate is intolerance. It's the paradox of tolerance. Especially if they're in a particular place, you know, where, you know, in a trans sub, they should not be arguing against that. It's very important. Ready? Yippee, more drawing! Drawing tomorrow! Looks like Reddit hasn't changed a bit since I left. Reddit seems to be Reddit still, as far as I can tell. Hungry, go nom noms. Nourish yourself with food. I will. I will nourish. But yeah, this is pretty good. I still favor the middle one. The middle one is definitely my favorite right now. And we shall see. Oh, little stretch. Excuse me. We shall see. Oh, how it turns out tomorrow. Because tomorrow I can probably add color. Really like the middle one so much. The middle one is excellent. It is probably one of my favorites. Like, I love this. I love this. And this is also very good. I'm still working on my style. I'm still updating it and learning and adjusting. And I think that's really important. I want to eat it like Thanksgiving feast. I want to eat it. Yummy, yummy, yumma. Munch crunch. I'm still so sleepy. I can feel myself getting sleepy. Let's see. Who is awake right now? Oh, perfect. Let's go see if they're free. Let me just make sure they're not ending stream because I feel like that's very important. Alrighty. Ocean, thanks for the stream. No worries. Doom is an eternal. Doom is so eternal that we can run it on digital pregnancy test. Literally, yes, the demos killed the bunny on the OG. On the comics, they say it's the family that dies, but in the remake, they killed the bunny, and from that, it's rip and tear. And the way of canonically, Isabelle of Animal Crossing plays Doom on her free time, and the Doom guy plays Animal Crossing. That's cute. Where's the line go? That's a good one. That's a good one, Jedi. That's a good one. Let's go visit. Yeah, let's go visit Buncha. Buncha is streaming with Starpy. I believe they are 18 plus. Yep, streams are 18 plus for crude language and humor. So, minors, be gone. I will see y'all tomorrow in literally 12 hours. But yes, we're gonna go see Buncha and Starpy. Buncha and Starpy both are such skilled artists. I believe Buncha did the rigging for Starpy's and their own model. Buncha's pronouns are she, they, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, she, they. And I think I would have to double check Starpy's pronouns because I don't see them listed right now because they're collabing. So, what should we say to them? Let's say, where's the line gone? Let's go say hi to them that way. But yeah, they're pretty chill. I love seeing their work. They're very friendly. Let's go say hi to them. Bunchata. Whoop. Yeah, let's raid Buncha. But yeah, tomorrow we're gonna come back, keep working on this. I will potentially do $15 sketch comms tomorrow. We shall see where my head is at because once again I'm still tired and I don't want to give someone art that is not good. Justin, I don't have a sub, so I gotta use global. No worries. Go ahead. Nothing wrong with that. And Robin, thank you for the breathe. And Angelson, thank you for the save. I'm so excited to play this in D&D tomorrow. Also, this looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. Time to raid, baby. Oh, heck yeah, D&D. But yeah, I'm gonna have some mashed potatoes and some meatballs. So I'm very excited. Hope y'all have a lovely rest and take it easy. I will see you in the morning, nice and early. Hopefully I'll get to sleep soon and then be ready for tomorrow because I was so tired today. Where's the line? That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one, Master Astra. But yeah, take care, everyone. I'm so sleepy. I hope you have a good one. Thank you for coming today. I really appreciate it. And thank you for being so kind and generous. I'll see you soon, okay? Good night. Get some rest.